5 friends Alex, Sarah, Jake, Emily, and Ben decide to spend their weekend at a secluded cabin in the woods. They had heard about the cabin from a mutual friend, who had raved about its serene location and peaceful surroundings. As they arrived late at night, the friends were struck by the beauty of the cabin. Nestled amongst a grove of tall pine trees, the cabin seemed like a sanctuary from the outside world. But as they settled in for the night, strange noises and eerie whispers filled the air. The friends tried to brush it off as their imagination, but as the night went on, the strange occurrences only seemed to escalate. The next morning, the friends set out on a hike, eager to explore the surrounding area. But as they made their way deeper into the woods, they began to realize that something was following them. They could hear the sounds of footsteps behind them, and every time they turned around, they saw a shadowy figure lurking just out of sight. As the day went on, the friends grew more and more terrified. They knew that they needed to find a way out of the woods, but every path they took seemed to lead them deeper into the heart of the forest. As the sun began to set, the friends found themselves lost and disoriented. They knew they had to find shelter before nightfall, but they had no idea where to go. Just as they were about to give up hope, they stumbled upon a clearing and saw an old, dilapidated cabin. They knew they had to take shelter, even though they were terrified of what they might find inside. As they entered the cabin, they saw a group of hooded figures standing in the corner. The figures turned to face them, revealing their twisted, demonic faces. The friends tried to run, but it was too late. The hooded figures closed in, their claws and teeth glinting in the dim light. They dragged the friends to the ground, cackling with glee as they tore into their flesh. The friends screamed and begged for mercy, but the hooded figures were relentless. They feasted on the friends' bodies, reveling in their screams and cries of agony. As the night went on, the hooded figures continued to feed on the friends' bodies. They were fueled by an insatiable hunger, driven by an ancient curse that had been placed upon them long ago. But as the sun rose the next morning, the hooded figures were forced to retreat back into the shadows. They disappeared into the woods, leaving behind a trail of blood and gore. As the sun rose, the cabin was filled with the sound of sirens. A search party had been sent out to look for the missing friends, and they had finally found the cabin in the woods. When they entered the cabin, they found the friends' mutilated bodies lying on the floor. And as they looked around the cabin, they saw the hooded figures' twisted, demonic faces etched into the walls and floor. The search party fled the cabin in horror, knowing that they had stumbled upon a nightmare that they could never have imagined. And as they fled into the woods, they knew that the hooded figures would always be waiting, ready to prey on their next victims.